I rise today in support of the nomination of John Brennan to be the next director of the Central Intelligence Agency. Mr. Brennan earned a bipartisan vote of 12-3 in the Senate Intelligence Committee on which I serve. He's clearly qualified to lead the CIA and deserved that bipartisan vote in committee. And he deserves full confirmation by the full Senate today. Now, Madam President, I say that in spite of the difficulties my colleagues and I encountered in extracting information and commitments throughout the confirmation process. Our concerns were less about John Brennan himself and more about the role that the next CIA director needs to play. And we believe that the information and the commitments we finally secured from him and from the White House are extraordinarily relevant to the role of any CIA director. Alongside several of my colleagues in both parties, I fought to enhance transparency and preserve our system of checks and balances. The American people have the expectation that their government is upholding the principles of oversight and accountability. Consistent with our national security, the presumption of transparency should be the rule, not the exception. Our government should make as much information available to the American public as possible while also protecting our national security. We have seen during previous administrations the problems that can arise when even the intelligence committees are left out of the loop. The presiding officer served in the House alongside me for many years, knows of what I'm talking. Warrantless wiretapping, extraordinary detention, and torture. Ben Franklin put it well when he said, "Those who would sacrifice liberty for security deserve neither." Congressional oversight is critical to ensure that we sacrifice neither as we pursue a smart but tough national security strategy, especially in this age of new forms of warfare, which my friend from South Carolina, a friend from Arizona, and others were just discussing. This was true over the past several months as I joined Senator Wyden and others in pushing hard for access to the legal justification used by the executive branch to lethally target Americans using drones. The fact that we've had to push so hard, Madam President, I'm sorry to say, no doubt has eroded our government's credibility with the American people. But it also gave us an opportunity and gives us an opportunity and a good reason to maintain and strengthen our system of checks and balances. I'm pleased the administration met our requests and is giving members of the Intelligence Committee access to legal opinions on targeting American citizens. This is an important first step. But there's more to be done for this Congress to understand the limits of the drone program. Madam President, in addition, our government has an obligation to the American people to face its mistakes transparently, help the public understand the nature of those mistakes, and then correct them. And in this regard, the next director of the CIA has an important task. The specific mistakes I'm referring to are outlined in the Intelligence Committee's 6,000-page report on the CIA's deeply flawed detention and interrogation program. Acknowledging the flaws of this program is essential for the CIA's long-term institutional integrity, as well as for the legitimacy of ongoing sensitive programs. And I know the presiding officer will take a keen interest in this as she's a strong supporter of civil liberties and protecting our freedoms. And that's why I'll hold Mr. Brennan to the promise he made to me at his confirmation hearing, and that is to correct inaccurate information in the public record on the CIA's detention and interrogation program. And that's why I will continue to urge him to ensure that the Senate Intelligence Committee's report on this flawed program is declassified and made public. In the committee's confirmation hearing, Mr. Brennan promised to be an advocate of ensuring the committee has what it needs to perform its oversight functions. And I believe Mr. Brennan wants to be that advocate. That's why I'm prepared to vote for him. And I look forward to working with him and the administration with my goal of protecting our national security while also safeguarding Americans' constitutional freedoms and determining the limits of executive branch powers in this new age of warfare. Madam President, I yield the floor.